She has a point. Okay? The sign in the back reads, "Illegals killing American jobs." And she's holding as a response a sign that reads, "If an undocumented person with no connections in America and without knowing English can steal your jobs, we feel sorry for you." Well, you should feel sorry. It's not some bourgeois, middle-class person like you who's competing with an illegal immigrant for a job. It's actually going to be the uneducated, working-class American citizen who's competing with the illegal immigrant for a job. It's not some doctor or some engineer or a businessman or a nurse or whatever that's going to be afraid to lose their job to an illegal immigrant who can do it cheaper because they're afraid of getting deported. It's the people who do manual labor, who pick up garbage, who flip burgers. People who do jobs that literally anyone can do. Your sign says that you feel sorry, but really you're actually coming across as really condescending and oblivious to the privilege that you have, and insensitive to the struggle of poor working class American citizens. If you actually did feel sorry, you'd want to strengthen the border so that those poor people have a working chance. Okay, the next one is shooters. Capital Gazette, white male. Parkland, white male. Vegas, white male. Sutherland Springs, white male. Santa Fe, Texas, white male. Sandy Hook, white male. Aurora, Colorado, white male. Charleston, white male. Orlando, US born citizen. But the travel ban is for national security. The problem with this list is that there's no actual logical reasoning that would allow you to conclude that being a white male is what motivated these people to commit mass murder. Just like you can't logically conclude that being a US born citizen is what motivated the Orlando shooter to commit murder. However, the US born citizen did happen to be a Muslim person, and if you follow the radical extremist version or interpretation of Islam, you can easily conclude that this is a motivator for killing infidels, right? That's the funny part of this whole thing, is that none of them can logically be concluded to have been motivated by their skin color or their place of origin. However, the last person on that list is what reinforces that ideology. What you believe in, what motivates you, is what can drive you to be radicalized and start shooting up people. Okay, last one. This is Bob. He voted for Trump. This is Bob's friend Sally. Sally voted for Clinton. I guess the original said Bob and Sally are still friends because Bob and Sally are both adults. Be like Bob and Sally. It looks like the lefties are correcting it, saying that Sally feels betrayed by Bob because he voted for someone who mocked the disabled, bullied the media, made racist comments, was accused by many women of sexual assault, degraded an entire religion, and was the candidate endorsed by the KKK. She thinks even if Bob isn't a racist, ableist, xenophobic, misogynistic sexual predator, he was fine voting for one. This distresses her. Sally realizes Bob never really shared her values. She believes her life would be better off without someone who places Trump showmanship over common human decency. Sally won't normalize Trump. She refuses to be gaslit. Be like Sally. So the meme tells people that they should ditch friends for supporting Trump even though their friends are probably good people. It stops at judging someone based on what their friends did without bothering to understand why they did it. Clearly Bob isn't a racist, ableist, xenophobic, misogynistic sexual predator. and he obviously shares her values. Otherwise, if he didn't, she would have known that a long time ago, or you would expect that she'd figure that one out soon enough based on this behavior. So he does share the values, he just doesn't share the same opinion. He has a difference of opinion. That's the issue here. Everyone bashes Trump supporters, but they don't even bother trying to understand why these people voted for him. They just do as the meme says. They ditch them because they dared to disagree and dismiss them as racist, misogynistic, bigoted assholes. The more productive thing would be to try and understand why they voted for Trump. That would open up the possibility to discuss different point of views critically and constructively. It might even open up the possibility of convincing them that they are wrong. But then again, dialogue is a two-way street, which means that if you actually want to have a civil conversation, you're also exposing yourself to the risk of being convinced that they're right. And that's the reason why memes like this are popping up, and that's why the left are creating echo chambers and trying to isolate people by discouraging dialogue and trying to shut down free speech, because they're afraid that you'll think for yourself and stop towing the party line. So don't ditch your friends just because they voted for Trump or they think differently than you. Because if you're really willing to lose friends over difference of political opinions, maybe you're the shitty friend.